All right, ladies, gentlemen, welcome to Dead Man's Tone Podcast. This is a quick little mini thing, little delivery. My question is, who is William Bernardara? Did I get his name wrong? I probably did. But you know what? I really don't care. And you're going to find out why. Who is this guy? Who is William Bernardara? Well, first, he's a horror writer. But he's a horror writer that fits the stereotype of horror writers. The unfortunate stereotype of that horror writers are that of troubled minds, that we are mentally unstable, that, a little deranged, unhinged, maybe just psycho, bloodlust, that sort of thing. So what, is he? Is he a killer? Oh. I don't want to kill the suspense. I don't want to. Now, when I say he's a writer, he's relatively small. Okay, you can find his works in publications like Grotesque, Broadswords and Blasters. You'll find him. He's not really that well known. He's definitely no Blake Leibel. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy who killed and tortured his girlfriend, drained her blood. He's Canadian too. He was Canadian. Look at that. I thought they were all nice. No, I know. I joke a lot. I throw some jokes here and there to kind of kill the tension, right? To kind of help. But look, and let me tell you something. No, this guy is not a murderer. He's not a murderer. I'm not going to entertain that. Let me get to the real facts here. Let me get you an understanding of why it's important. Why is this important? Why am I going on my soapbox again about someone? What is this? Okay, let me tell you this. In 2010, Mr. Bernardara tried to contact his ex-girlfriend. The same ex-girlfriend that filed a restraining order against him because, he's just freaking such a lovely gentleman. Now, he tried calling her numerous times, blowing up her phone, but he just couldn't reach her, and he really had to tell her something. He really had to meet her face to face. So what does he do? He decides to drop by. Drops by, knock on the door, knock some more. She's yelling and screaming, get away, get away. He's not listening to that. He's knocking more. Open up. I want to talk. I don't know what he said exactly, but you know the scene. You've seen it in movies. And ladies, you probably have experienced this. Ladies, if you had experience with a psycho boyfriend that wouldn't leave you alone, then you already know what level this guy is operating on. There was already a restraining order against him. And better yet, he was on parole. He was released from prison on parole for carjacking when his girlfriend was in the car. Now, I don't really have the hot gas on that one. Maybe he was trying to carjacked his girlfriend's car while she was in the car. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. That would be a whole other level, wouldn't it? Oh, man. You can expect a follow-up on this when I get that police report. Oh, I have my ways. I know who to contact. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's what I do for a living. Oh, man. But let's talk about this guy. So he already sounds lovely, right? He's knocking on the door. She won't let him in. But what does he do? He breaks the fuck in. He breaks in. She dials 911. He grabs her, drags her out, is wrestling with her in her front yard. She's fighting, trying to get away, screaming, hitting him, all that stuff. When the police arrive on the scene, their words exact in the report was that when they arrive, they see him holding her to the ground and she is fighting him off her. She's trying to fight this guy off her. I want to take a side real fast and be like, there are people out there that defend this guy There are people right now who defend this guy and say, he's not a rapist. He's not a misogynist. He's not a sex offender. Okay. You're right that there wasn't any rape there involved. I don't know if there was any sexual assault going on. I don't know if he was grabbing her boobs during the fight or ass. That stuff wasn't on the report. But what we do know is that there was domestic violence. And that is not fucking cool, man. Like, anyone who's going to defend that? Like, and this is coming from someone who had a guest on the show who's doing time for murder. Okay? But even with that, the person he murdered was another fucking dope dealer. Okay? To me, that's just one troubled youth taking out another troubled youth. I mean, I know it's wrong. Taking a life is wrong, right? But really? Domestic violence? See, that I have a problem with. I'm like, no. Disavow that motherfucker. Right away. But it gets juicier. Like I said, there's people defending him, and I can go in full detail about that. Maybe later. Maybe in response to this, some people might want to come on. I hear a Zach might want to come on. I don't know. It's up to him. But you see, not only is this guy a lovely gentleman with the ladies. He's great with the ladies. Domestic violence and all. How do I put this? He exploits his girlfriend. Not the same girlfriend, but probably that one too. Who knows? But he exploits a woman he knows, a girlfriend, let's just say. He exploits by using her cutting. Her self-mutilation cutting. Okay, that way you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Razor blade to flesh on her wrist. Using photos of that as art, as something to show around on Facebook. Now, defenders might say, well, those are fake. Those aren't fake. Oh, how do you know? Let's just say, I used to work at a psych facility. I worked very closely with clients that would self-mutilate on a daily basis. A lot of times it's for attention. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's for that sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of silly. It's like, you're doing this again. So you get to know what the marks look like and how blood really looks. And that shit was fucking real. And he doesn't lie about it. He'll tell you it's real. He will tell you that it's real. Now, these photos have been taken down on Facebook after it had been pointed out of what they are. Oh, but it gets much worse. It gets so much worse. But I just want to get on my soapbox again. A soapbox on top of a soapbox. Look at that. And say that, like self-mutilation, that isn't something to exploit. That isn't an art. There's not an art to that. I know it could kind of be edgy and cool to use that for like a cover or something. That's one thing if it's like an illustration. But if it's like real and you're using someone, it doesn't have to be a woman, someone's pain through that and they're suffering as art, dude, that's a whole other level of fucked up. You might as well start like torturing people and taking photos of that and calling that art. I mean, someone who's cutting themselves, they don't need to be exploited by their psychotic, asshole, douchebag, misogynistic boyfriend or whoever the fuck he is. They need fucking help. They need help. They need someone that's actually going to help them, not hurt them. So, and then there's photos of dead bodies. There's photos of him glorifying dead bodies and all that. And there's the one, though, that really got me is that there's a photo on his profile on Facebook of a teenage girl. This teenage girl was raped and murdered. The photo that he has is the photo that was taken before she was raped and murdered. And this photo was taken by the person who raped and murdered her. This teenage girl is Regina K. Walters. you might recognize the name. You also might recognize Robert Ben Rhodes, the truck stop killer. She was one of his victims. He took that photo. Now you're like, okay, well maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he didn't know. Okay, in the comments section, he will spell it out to you in the first comments of who it is. Oh, this is Regina K. Walters. He knows. He knows exactly who it is. You're like, oh man, that photo looks. It's like the photo. People in the comments will be like, man, this photo freaks me out. This photo it makes me feel a certain way. And his comments go, I know it's a great photo considering how amateur the photographer is. You know, I have a problem with the lynch mob mentality on social media, and here I am on my soapbox talking about this guy and the levels of deranged and psychotic misogyny and other things that we have to be worried about. Okay, I know I've done this before with Nickolaus Pacione, but that guy was bothering me. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna have fun with it. This was brought to my attention from certain people, and when I heard that people were defending him, I was like, really? After all this? No, I know he's no Bill Cosby. He's not like, at that level. But man, Jesus Christ. Just looking at his body of work, how it's pretty much next to nothing. Yeah, I said that. Next to nothing. And his behaviors and the way he reacts, especially to women, and what he glorifies, he is, in my opinion, another Nickolaus Pacione. He's another Nickolaus Pacione. Watch, he's going to blow up real hard, try hard. Apparently there's a hoax. He faked his death or something. I don't know. A lot of the information's a lot of it's been removed off Facebook, so you get bits and pieces of it. Okay. I know that there's going to be plenty of other people that are coming out and talk about this. I say listen to everyone. Get all the information. And those that know him directly, you better believe it. I want to reach out to them and see if they want to talk about this. Oh man, do I want to do this? Like I said, I disavow this motherfucker all completely. I wouldn't share a beer with him. I wouldn't even buy a beer for him. Man, you know what? I don't even want him on the show. I don't even want him on the show. No. I'd rather have an ex-KKK member on the show rather than him. I would. Is that too far? Is it going too far? I don't know. Yes, if he comes on the show, the heat is going to be intense. I'm not going to be nice. Right away, be like, tell me about what was going on that day when you're knocking on your girlfriend's door. Tell me about that day. Tell me what was going on through your mind, because I want to know. I don't play around with that stuff. I understand it's personal. It's coming from a personal place. I can't get into it in full detail. But let's just say what I do during the day and night as I work with victims. And you have to work with the perpetrators too. Okay? You gotta offer services to both and see if you can make change. Otherwise some bad things happen to the little ones that are involved. And I don't want that. They don't want that. But maybe that's for the best. That's a whole other thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say I have a problem with this. And I want to know what your thoughts are about this. Let me know in the comments section. You can find me on Twitter, Mr. DeadmanDT. You know how to find me on Facebook, DeadmanStone. With that said, thank you all for listening. Press the heart button, share it around, spread the word. And I know Mr. Keene is talking about this as well. And I bet you he's going to go into much more detail. He is. He's very good on that. Well, I know I can be theatrical at times. I know he's really good. All right. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you.